What is up, my huntsmen and my huntresses? It's me again. So, I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit. It's been really crazy at work. But, I'm back now and I want to talk about a theory that, well, not necessarily a theory, my thoughts on what's going to happen with Watts versus Ironwood. Now, I think it's a pretty foregone conclusion that Ironwood is strong. Now, one thing that I don't hear a lot of people talking about is the fact that Ironwood not only has his one gun, I can't remember exactly what the name of his gun is, I'll have to go look it up later. But he has his one gun that he had back in Volume 3, and then we see that he has this other gun. I think it's on his left hip in the holster, and it looks like a revolver. So that tells me that Ironwood is going to be like Dante-level gunslinging in this fight, and that's just going to be really cool to see. And also, like, Ironwood is basically the Terminator, so it's like Watts has his work cut out for him. And like, first of all, I called it. I kept on saying, it's like, with the kinds of people that Salem is going up against, it would make absolutely no sense for her to not have each and every single one of her inner circle have the Weiss. Sorry, my wife's figurine fell. But it wouldn't make any sense for Salem to hire people or to employ people that have no method of defending themselves, who have no way to protect themselves, who have no combat ability whatsoever. So it's like, if Watts was only like the brains of the operation, you would think that he would just have Tyrion following him everywhere, and that Tyrion would be literally like his bodyguard. But it's like, no, Watts goes and handles his own business because it's like, he can protect himself, he can defend himself, you know? So it's like, you know, he's got the gun, and I am 110% positive that that gun transforms into something else. Or that gun does more than just shoot bullets. Because it's like, the man designed Tyrion's tail, he likely designed the Paladins, it's very likely that he designed Mercury's legs, so it's like, you know, and he worked with Pietro, so you know, it's like the guy knows his way around weaponry, so it would make sense that, you know, he's the one on Salem's faction that would have the most advanced weaponry, you know what I mean? Now, initially, I thought that the guy was gonna, like, go full-on Iron Man or something. I'm still holding out that that might happen, because we have no idea what's inside this Coliseum right now. So, I'm still holding out hope that he may have some kind of mech suit or something, because it's like, they wouldn't have brought up that he died in the Paladin incident if him being related to the Paladins wasn't relevant. So it's like, that tells me that somewhere in this arena, or somewhere somehow, that he's got like a Paladin mech suit just ready to load up in and do battle with Ironwood in, because it's like, Watts is a lanky, skinny dude. I don't think, unless somehow this dude did like experimentation on himself, that like he's gonna be able to go toe-to-toe with Ironwood in a fight, which is why he pulled out the gun and he started switching the Amity biome to the Gravity biome. So, do I think Watts can win? Honestly, yes, and here's my reasoning. Here's my reason why. Ironwood is at a significant disadvantage only for the simple fact that half of him is mechanical, and we have no idea to what extent Watts' rings can control technology, and we don't know what his semblance is, if he even has one, but I'm like 95% sure that he has one, considering that he's getting into a fight with Ironwood, who's the general, literally the top dog of all of Atlas. So it's like, if you're gonna go up against this guy here, I feel like it would probably have a semblance. Now, it may or may not be a combat-oriented semblance, because, you know, not everyone has a semblance that's suited to combat. You know, it's like, Ren in a fight can't necessarily use his tranquility to mask himself against every type of opponent. It's only really necessarily useful against the Grim. John, depending on how he uses his semblance, it's useful in combat, but not exactly, because it's like, you know, oh, well, actually, no, let me take that back. Jean's is actually very useful in combat, so I can't really say that. But, let's see, I don't even think we ever got what Lionheart's semblance was, so, I mean, he was a weak pissant anyway, so, whatever. Let me think, Robin Hill, her semblance is definitely not suited for combat. She's just a human lie detector. I don't necessarily see how that could be used in combat unless it like gives her like some kind of level of precognition that allows her to like predict enemy attacks or something like that, but I doubt that. That seems like kind of a stretch. So I happen to think that Watts' semblance has something to do with technology, and that he's going to be able to use that in some way, shape, or form to not only control Amity Arena, but he's going to be able to use it to like shut down parts of Ironwood, and he's going to be able to, you know, use that to get in attacks and stuff like that. Now, I still think that Ironwood is probably going to pull through, and like he's probably going to win the fight, but he's going to probably end up like severely damaged to the point where like he might die. You know, he might end up having to get hospitalized or something like that. Like, we don't know. And it's very likely that Salem and her forces are going to come through by the very end of the last episode of this volume. And it's like, at that point, all hell is going to break loose. So, how do I think this fight is going to go? I think that Ironwood is either going to win, or he's either going to win by the skin of his teeth because Watts does something shady and underhanded, or Watts wins, but, you know, at the cost of, you know, something detrimental to Salem's plan that'll give the heroes a leg up. So that's my thoughts on that. So not much else to say on this matter, because it's like, you know, we've only seen Ironwood fight so much, and it's like, obviously he's good at hand-to-hand combat. His gun is incredibly powerful, able to rip apart mechs and just bust holes in Grim like it's no big deal. And we got no idea what the other gun does, so it's like, you know, and then it's like, we know that he's half mechanical, but we don't know, like, because, like, for all we know, when he got back to Atlas, he could have went to Pietro and been like, listen, I need upgrades, I need new weapons, I need anything that you can give me that is going to give me a leg up on Salem and her forces. And it's like, this man could have seriously sat up there and got, like, additional mechanical attachments done. He could have, like, you know, the new gun is probably something that he probably got from Pietro. And just a whole myriad of things. Sorry, that's my computer. But, it's a whole myriad of things that could go down and that could happen. Because it's like, we have no idea, like, you know, how much Ironwood's been training since, you know, the fall of Beacons happened. We don't know, like, you know, what kind of upgrades he's possibly done to himself, what kind of new weapons he's got. But then at the same time, we've never seen Watts fight before. Not once. We've never seen any indication that he could fight. We've never seen any indication that he has any combat skill. Nothing. So, the fact that, so it's like, this is obviously something that he doesn't prefer to do. It seems like, you know, he's like, alright, you know, I'm in a situation where I have to fight. So, you know, I guess I'm gonna have to fight. And he pulls out the gun. Now, what do I think the gun could possibly transform into? That's up in the air, because the gun isn't really that big. But then again, Coco has a purse that turns into a fucking Gatling gun. So, the fact that he has a small gun, that could just be a big red herring. That's all I'm saying. And then the fact that he brought that tote bag, that's his Gucci bag, with him, and he just tossed it away like it was it was no big deal. I think that might also have been a red herring. I think that there's something in that bag that he's going to use, like maybe like some drones or something, or like a command signal that might because we don't know, like, what else like I said, we don't know what else is in this Coliseum, what other things that Ironwood has hidden in here. And it's like, I don't think that Watts is the only one who'll be able to control the biome and be able to control things inside the Coliseum. I'm pretty sure that Ironwood will have some level of control, unless Watts just has absolute control, which is going to be fucking ridiculous. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. A really interesting fight. I don't really exactly know who I'm putting my chips on at the moment, but if I had to, if you put a gun to my head, I would say Ironwood has the higher chance of winning, but the heroes have been winning a lot lately, so I got a feeling that Watts is probably gonna come out on top, but like only by like that much. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification so you know whenever I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully in the next few videos, starting about like next month or so, I'll have a better microphone. I didn't really get a chance to get mine for Christmas yet, so hopefully that'll happen next month, and then, you know, you guys will be able to hear my voice better, and maybe we'll also be able to have better audio. So thanks again, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.